Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1.
Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
All right, welcome into a Tuesday edition of the JP Peterson Show. Thank you guys so much for jumping in. We are rocking and rolling today as the Bucs have new life. They have new life thanks to the stinking Panthers.
Do they though?
Stinking Panthers, but really, do they? Yeah, we're gonna try to throw that narrative at you today. See if you're biting. See if you're biting on this. Is there still some football season left? Do you think? We shall discuss today. Also, the Lightning. Well, that was a tough one last night. Speaking of the stinking Panthers, that was a tough one to take. And social media is abuzz with, once again, a Panthers player elbowing a Lightning player in the head, and nothing is done. Nothing is done. Again. And by the way, it just happens to be the same player. Same player.
Maybe Hagel needs to learn to stand up for himself.
It's hard to stand up for yourself when you're concussed and people are constantly taking cheap shots at your head.
Well, before the concussion, maybe he needs to be a dirtier player.
Well, I think that's what supposedly got him in trouble in the first place.
This is true, yeah.
Yeah, and that wasn't even a dirty hit, as we all know. And as everybody on the Panthers knows now, it's not a dirty hit. But yet this shenanigans still continues. I sent you a video of that. There you go. You got it right there. So we'll get to that here in a second. Yep. Scott Reynolds is going to join us at 10:30 from the Pewter Report, and we'll see if the Bucs have anything left. Is there hope for this season? And there is excuse me, I'm on the verge of a sneezing attack.
By the way, the Panthers threw that down on the Lightning one night after throwing down a 4-0 shutout against the Stars.
Yeah, suddenly the Panthers are playing some pretty good hockey. And the Lightning,
and the Stars are really, really good this year, by the way, in case y'all didn't know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that was a surprise for me to watch. I did not anticipate that against the Panthers.
Yeah, especially with playing without Barkov and Kachuk. Jesus.
And it should have been 6-0, to be honest with you.
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't even that close.
All right, so we'll get into all that shenanigans here. And also, we're going to ask the questions. Does anybody care about the Bulls anymore? The Bulls will play in the Cure Bowl against Old Dominion tomorrow.
The band or the team? We'll throw that joke out there again.
I'd rather, if Old Dominion were playing, I would go to the game. But since it's Old Dominion, the football team, not that interested.
They're good live, by the way. I've seen them.
By the way, programming update. I will be going under the knife tomorrow. Ooh. Actually, I don't even think they use a knife. I'm having some back surgery tomorrow
Lightsaber.
to relieve. Yeah, exactly. To relieve this incessant pain that I've had running down my left leg and my lower back for a better part of a couple of years.
Gentlemen, we got a big fucking problem.
Yeah, not really. I went to BioSpine about 8 years ago now, and they did my neck. I had a pinched nerve in my neck that it made me feel like I was walking around with a knife stuck in my shoulder blade. It was just brutal and pain going down my left side. And went in and 45 minutes later, an hour, 15 minutes later, come back out, and the pain was gone. The pain was gone. It just went in right here, minimally invasive surgery, and I was back at work in 3 days.
Wow.
I was supposed to wear a neck brace for 6 weeks, but it wasn't needed because they don't tear through the muscle. You don't have to, there's no really healing involved. And they put in a spacer, and I have not had any pain since. It was the greatest experience of my life. Wow. So I've got something similar now, stenosis in my back, which is a narrowing of the spinal canal to where it comes to it's just crushing my nerves. So they're going to go in and do the minimally invasive procedure, and hopefully all this pain will be relieved. And
so basically your pro football career is over, is what you're saying.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much. As much as I saw what Phillip Rivers did, and I think I'm in better shape than him, and could do something quite similar. But I'm not going to.
That looks bad.
But how about Jalen McMillan coming back. Rick Stroud wrote a really nice piece in the Times about his struggle to get back. 14 weeks in a neck brace, man. 14 weeks in a neck brace. And then you're coming back to play football. When they say, oh, yeah, you were almost paralyzed. Oh, really? Well, I'm going to go back and do that again. Yikes.
That's terrifying. To me, that's just terrible. Like, I would always be in the back of my brain playing football. Like,
well, I mean, and that's the thing. You have to block that out. And listen, it's not just Jalen McMillan. Every time these guys go out there, there's a risk of very, very serious injury. As we saw with DeMar Hamlin. Dude died on the field, and they brought him back to life. Maybe other extenuating circumstances with that, but it's still, you're out there risking your life every day. Guys, have been paralyzed and seriously injured. And I mean, look at what happened to Alex Smith. Look at what happened to so many. Chris Sims almost died on the field. His broken spleen almost bled out entirely. So it's not
Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin will tell you he was within half of a centimeter from becoming paralyzed in that play in Philadelphia back in '99.
Yeah,
that's how they found that he'd played with his entire Miami career, his entire Cowboys career, with that narrowing of the spine, whatever it is that these guys have that you don't know. And it's amazing to me that you can't detect that. Like, it seems like you would check for that, right?
Yeah, you can see that in an MRI.
Yeah.
Because when they did my MRI, it's like they do slices, and it's like you could see the spinal canal is like that far open. Sorry if you're listening on a podcast. I have a circle in my hands, and it starts there in the middle of my back, and then it starts constricting until it's absolutely, there's nothing left.
Yeah.
And you're just totally on that one level. It's completely constricted and pinching the nerves and everything else that's in that spinal canal that controls most of your body and your bodily function. For anyone who would like to know. This hopefully should relieve most of my pain. But I should be back by Friday. I'll be taking the Thursday night Lightning game off, and Elise Zwick from Channel 13, who was with us last night, shadowing me, learning all the ins and outs of what we do on Lightning Vision. So she will be taking over for me on Thursday, and then hopefully I will be back on Saturday. Hopefully back on this program on Friday. So Timmy, a combination of Timmy and Nick and all of our FanStream Sports characters will be entertaining you for the next couple days. Maybe I pop in on Thursday just to say, hey, I'm back at work in less than 24 hours. I feel a BioSpine campaign coming on.
And by the way, JP, I have to say thank you to all the
another
ones.
Yes.
I have to throw out a word of gratitude for Friday's show. That might have been the most fun I've had broadcasting solo, because I hate broadcasting solo. It's one of my worst fears.
Yeah. Not fun.
And all of the Petermans on Friday made that the most fun, enjoyable thing that I've ever had to endure. And it was amazing.
Oh, good. Yeah, we got a great group, man. I really appreciate them, and we need to get a little. I keep saying this, and I apologize, guys. I'm just not a great planner. I'm not a great event planner at all. So we need to do a little something here at the studio for a football game, and bring everybody over, because I really do appreciate you guys, and have a little Christmas joy, a little Christmas cheer. So hey, you know what? Drop it in the comments here, you Petermans, if there's a day or a show. Of course, the show is 10 to 12, so I'm guessing most of you people have jobs and you can't get here. So would it be a weekend, watch a football game? Would you like to come in and see a show during the week? Maybe we could do an emergency broadcast on the weekend. Maybe we could do it for the final Bucs game. But that's a home game, so that probably wouldn't work out. Maybe for the Dolphins game in a couple of weeks on a Sunday, you guys can come on over here. We'll get the smoker out, do some ribs and whatever we can, and we'll sit and have some fellowship. Yes, Ashley says a fan appreciation party.
Yeah,
and Ashley will hostess. How's that? That'll bring him in.
Riveter's going to cater this for us.
I think, we'll have Riveters cater it. That'd be great. Get some of their wings. Yeah. And maybe do some burgers and stuff on the grill. We got a big smoker over here at Kingmakers. So, yeah. We'll talk to the powers that be. See if you guys
I might have to drive to Tampa now.
Yeah, because you don't fly.
I don't fly.
Because you don't fly. No.
I hate flying.
All right, so let's get to it here. Last night's Lightning game, a 5-2 disappointing loss to the Panthers, the stinking Panthers, as the Lightning come out and give up a shorty in the first 2 minutes and then give up another would-be shorty just after the penalty expires. Turns into a 3-on-1 as the Panthers guy comes out of the bin, the sin bin, joins in the rush, and JoJo gets beat again. 3 of them went through him last night. It was not JoJo's best. Jonas Johansson, the goalie, filling in for Vasi, who's been great, who's been absolutely fantastic. I think his save percentage was up around 930 in his last 5 games. Hasn't been getting much support in terms of scoring. And suddenly the Lightning are 2-5-1 after their 7-game run. But here's the thing, Timmy, they're playing really good hockey.
Yeah,
they're playing really good defensive. Last night was notwithstanding. Last night was not what they've been playing. That was their worst game by far. And of course, coming off a 4-game road trip, first game back at home, it always seems to be that way. And the Lightning, the Panthers were on the tail end of a 4-game road swing, so they were kind of tired. I mean, Coop said it looked like just a bad hockey game last night. A lot of mistakes. Both teams were tired, and whoever got the lead was probably going to win that game. I never really heard that analysis, but that's kind of, I think, spot on. When you have 2 tired teams, getting a lead is really absolutely paramount because what? It's hard to chase the lead. It takes a hell of a lot more energy to chase the lead than it does, because you're constantly, they're just flipping pucks back into the neutral zone and playing defense, and it's just hard to get anything going. It's very frustrating. Plus, your legs are tired, blah, 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 right? So that's kind of, I think, a very fair assessment of the game, but don't get down early. Don't give up, don't give up 2 odd man rushes in the first 4 minutes and give up goals. And they missed a couple of open nets. And really the rest of the first period, the Lightning dominated. They were down in their end almost the entire time, but they could not beat Bobrovsky, who's been good against them, obviously. We got them the first game down there, and then they returned the favor. So just not a well-played game by the Lightning defense. And they were down their top 4 defenders last night. Hedman now out till February. McDonough looks like he's coming back. He skated yesterday. We had Brian Bradley at the live from Benchmark International Arena yesterday, and he showed us McDonough on the ice. So he's getting close to coming back. But so no McDonough, no Hedman, no Chernak, and no Lilleberg last night. Your top 4 defensemen out. And these other young kids have been playing great. Santini came up. Declan Carlisle's been playing great. Obviously, Radish is killing it. Destu has been fantastic. So all these guys have played really well, but last night was just not their night.
No, and when you go down 2-0 early,
first 4 minutes.
In the first 4 minutes, you're down 2-0 after the first period. You're down 4-1 after the second period. And you're tired. Like you said, you just can't chase a lead, especially against a team like the Panthers. The good news is you got 2 more games left with them this season. I think December and February on the calendar. You'd like to see at least a season split. You'd be happy with a season split, right? Headed what you presume will be another matchup in the playoffs at some point. So,
well, actually, I'll take that back because without Tkachuk and without Barkov, we should not split with them. We should go 3-1. That's what I'm expecting.
Okay.
You should. And you should be sending a message. And this is one of the issues I had with last night. Let's show the once again, chapter 3. Brandon Hagel gets a headshot to the Panthers and nothing is done. If we want to show this video last night. This is Mikkola, their 6'7" Goliath defenseman. Coming in, and watch the elbow. Watch the elbow. Here it comes. Got it up high. Yep, right on the chin. Right, and a follow through.
Nope. Now, did it? I haven't seen this. This is my first time watching this. Okay.
See that clip on the chin. And
by the way, glancing blow. You mean that glancing blow?
Yeah. So, as you know, Tim, when you get hit on the chin, like that's where all boxers aim, and you go sideways, that's what scrambles the brain. Taking a hit straight on is not as bad. When you get hit with a high elbow, that's not a great angle, to be honest with you. Yeah. And it does, obviously, it's not knocking him off his feet, but that is ineffective, especially to a guy who's had multiple concussions. And it's clearly he's leading with the elbow.
At speed too. These guys are skating at speed, so it makes
he cuts back. Yeah, Yeah, and but when you roll it back, look at the elbow. Look how early the elbow comes up. Look how early the elbow. Here it comes. So, all right, so he's cutting back. I'm going to miss him. I can't hit him flush. So I'm going to stick the elbow out up high and see if I can clip him in the head. Seth Jones. If I can get him on the chin.
Yeah,
Boom.
I don't understand why he's raising the elbow. That's just
I think we know why. Because it's Hagel. And watch the follow through. You know?
Yeah.
It comes up high and it goes out.
I don't like.
I mean,
that
when you're cut,
He's,
so when you're
he's better
cut,
than
like
that.
okay, so Hagel's got you, and he's cutting back, right? You know what are you going to do? You're going to reach out, grab me. What are you going to do? And you just go, that's your instinct to take your elbow up to his head. That is completely.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, and there's
Jones
no
isn't
penalty
normally
call.
that kind of player. He's become dirty being in Florida now. He didn't used to play
Shocking
like
development, Timmy.
I know.
Shocking development.
He didn't used to play like that, man. He's a better player than that. I don't.
Yeah. Well, when this is the world that you live in down there. This is what Paul Maurice teaches. Clearly,
it's a requirement
because he knows he can get away with it. He knows that the Panthers will get away with it. And like I'm not just, it's not just me saying it. It's people from all over the hockey world. It's not just Lightning fans. You go on social media. I was like clicking on this one. Oh, this guy's a UMass broadcaster. What does he care about the Lightning and Brandon Hagel? But even he knows it's like, how do the Panthers constantly get away with this stuff? And then the whole Colin Campbell, his son, is the assistant general manager. And everybody, it's like, what are you doing, NHL? And if he is not suspended, if Seth Jones is not suspended, or they are not fined, which of course they won't be. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll finally say, maybe this it's actually nothing's going on here. Of course, we would never favor one team, but clearly people are thinking that there's some impropriety here. Oh, duh, because it's as obvious as the nose on your face.
And you have a track record of this.
Yes, a long track record. And it's not just of Lightning players. It's Maple Leaf players. It's all over the playoffs. They're a really, really dirty team. And they celebrate it. And right in your face. It's disgusting. So Hagel left the ice, did not return. And, at this point, his career is in jeopardy. He's one of the best players in hockey right now. One of the hottest players in hockey right now. And, heading hopefully to the Olympics. But this is what continues to happen against the Panthers. The sucker punch from Greer, who wanted no part of fighting last night. Mm-hmm. Wuss bag. No, they all turned it down. All the Panthers turned it down last night. And, the setup is just very disappointing when it comes to that. But they won last night. To the victor go the spoils. I know we sound like a bunch of whiny bitches, but it is what it is. And it's not just us talking about it. The whole damn hockey world's talking about it. And I don't know what the hell's going on in Toronto and why they hate this Lightning team. I mean, that Hamm pass shenanigans last week was ridiculous. And it just keeps happening. And I know I try not to be that guy. But
when it's obvious,
yeah.
I mean, it's tough to not, right? Like,
I don't want to ignore it. I don't want to ignore it, certainly, for fear of being called a homer. I'm trying to be, I think we're being objective here. Like I said, it's not just Lightning people talking about this. It's all over the hockey world. Everybody's like, what are we doing here? Panthers get away with murder. Ridiculous. We got a super chat, my friend, as we transfer over to the Rays here. Thoughts on the Marte rumors? If the Rays land him, could they still go after Joe Adell? Thoughts on Marte rumors? If Rays land him, could they still go after Joe Adell? Got it the first time. I'll just be honest with you. I know that this ownership group wants to increase the spending in time as the revenue starts coming in. So I don't know how quick that's going to happen. So would you get Marte and Adell? I would doubt it. But I don't know. I know this. Neander said at the meetings that we are far from done. Basically, said this is not the roster we're going to have in March. We got a long way to opening day. There's a lot, and you just look at the roster the way it's constructed, and it's just like, yeah, that's not what they're going to open day with. There's a lot of moves to come. So I think the Marte rumors are definitely, and I trust these rumors a lot more than the old, we're going after Aaron Judge. We're in it with Freddie Freeman.
Making a run.
Yeah, we're making a run at Freddie Freeman. No, you're not. Get out of here. Because you never just don't trust the former regime. And until this regime gives us reason to not trust them, we are going to trust them. Everything they've done so far has been on the up and up and very positive. So there's no reason for us to doubt them. Although I see a lot of that in the media for some reason, like, oh, they've overpaid for the franchise. They're broke. I'm like, already? We're doing this? That's based on what? I don't know. So yeah, we're going to trust them until we don't, right? And so far, so good. They haven't really gone out and spent more. In fact, they've, obviously turning down Pete Fairbanks, which is a very good, solid baseball decision. We all can see that. Let's go see what they do with the money. So at this point, we're in a holding pattern as far as knowing, and when we see it, we'll know. But I think the Marte stuff is real, and it seems to be setting up for that. So let's see what happens. I'm excited to see what comes from that. Yeah. I mean, some of the rumors have given up Pepio and Shane Baz and another prospect. I'm like, oof, wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. And they just did go sign a starting pitcher in Mets. They're going to make a starter again. So, yeah, we'll see. But I know this. It's going to look different. All right, so the Lightning will lick their wounds and then come back on Thursday night, and we'll see if they can get it, go get it. But I hope, number one, that Hagel's got to come back because he's in the middle of a heater, and hopefully it's not too serious for him, and we can get going again. But I like the way this Lightning team is playing last night, notwithstanding. Had five points on the road trip, scored a lot of goals, so I like where we're at.
You guys got the Kings on Thursday night, right?
Yeah, that's right. Kopitar
Stars whooped the Kings 4-1 last night. So I guess we're sending our scraps back to Tampa Bay here over the past couple of. Do y'all have the Sharks coming up? Because that's who the Stars play Thursday.
I think we do.
It's a weird scheduling as you guys are getting our scraps.
Kenneth McClary says, I know this ain't going to happen, but maybe the whole Lightning team needs to just go beat the shiz out of the Panthers, and maybe the NHL will get this done with this horse shit. Yeah. I was expecting that last night, quite frankly. And every time the Lightning went to fight, they turned it down. And in the world of the NHL, if you just start beating on people, then, suspensions come and whatnot. So there's a code to the way they do this and fight, and they wanted no part of it last night. So except Gensel had his first fight in his 11-year career last night because he took a cheap shot from Mikkola as well. And so here's little 5'10", 5'11" Jake Gensel going up against 6'7" Mikkola. I'm like, your first fight, and that's who you chose to fight.
Chose him. Seems like a bad idea.
The post-game show last night, Chief was just killing Mikkola. It's like he only fights little guys. He never goes after big guys at all. He always turns it down when somebody, when Douglas came over, he wanted no part of it. Pansy. Just pisses me off.
I love fighting in hockey, by the way.
Lottie Wilkins says, what's everyone's thoughts on Lightning Stadium Series uniform? I saw a lot of them last night. There were a ton of them last night. Boy. And in person, I got to tell you, they are sharp. They are really, really nice. There's a lot of, the intricate details, the Gasparilla beads and some of the other intricate details in that, it's kind of the same color as this sky blue. What do you call it?
The one Carolina with the
blue?
skull on it?
No, it's a Carolina blue.
TBL?
TBL. Really sharp. I like them a lot. They really, really pop in person. I don't know if, I know there's been there's always going to be pushback on these things, right? But I think overwhelmingly, I like the introduction of the new color. I really like the new color.
Right. You mean the Rays powder blue?
Yeah. Powder blue. Come on. Look at this color.
I love powder blue. The Rangers have a powder blue. I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
It seems like they might have stolen it from the Rays.
Yeah. Everybody wants it. It's a very popular color. And that's, I've seen them put out new uniforms before and people wear, but last night seemed like it was a lot. There was a lot. So people love them. Absolutely love them. Bucs Basement says Bucs lose Zion with how he was playing. This may be a blessing in disguise for him to be able to right himself after a horrendous season. Yeah, for Zion, absolutely. But we're getting thin at the corner spot, so be careful what you wish for. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, you can't really see the intricacies of that to be honest.
I think
it doesn't really
awesome
pop like it does in person.
I love those colors together, though. I might have to.
Yeah, they look really good, don't they? I love it. I absolutely love it. I think it's fantastic. That's a home run. Bucs Basement says, JP, did you hear that this coaching staff on defense doesn't even let their players practice their scheme physically? They do it in walkthroughs, not experience a game time situation. Yeah, listen, this is not news. Todd Bowles does not, every chance he can give to give the players a break from physicality in practice, he does. And it shows that what Tim just said, it shows on the field. It is the softest defense in the NFL by far. They don't hit anybody. I turn on other games. We watch a ton of games on Sunday. I'm like, ooh, that's a good hit. Ooh. Don't see that from the Bucs. Ooh, look at that one. Ooh, I don't see that from the Bucs. Just don't. Tyke Smith's about the only one that plays a physical brand of football. Everybody else, I mean, what do you think? You guys, you see them? They look like a physical defense to you, Timmy? I mean, Vita Vea will run some people over. He will crush people. But other than that, I don't see much.
This looks like an offense or a defense that's confused to me. And when you got, I don't know if confusion is the right word, but when you got guys, they seem very hesitant to me and unsure and maybe confused isn't the right word, but tentative maybe is the right word. And if you're tentative on the football field, you're going to get run over because the other guy in front of you knows sure as hell what he's doing.
Yeah, because they're all thinking. Because they're all thinking so much. You know, that's the other thing is this, it's noted that this is a very complicated defense. And to what avail? It just, I mean, are we really confusing a lot of people? I mean, it doesn't look like, certainly you're not confusing Kirk Cousins at all. At all. So, yeah. It's just so, it feels so like the moment like this, like when Jameis threw his last pick six, it was like, it's over. Well, actually, when he went into the press conference afterwards and said, check your sheet, I was like, oh, now it's really over. Check your sheet. Yeah, we checked it. It says 30 interceptions. That's what it says.
We saw it.
I'm checking my sheet right here, Jameis. You just felt like that was done. That was done. You know, you could feel the end of eras at times, even when, when they fired Tony, and if I'm watching Raise the Flags, everybody saw this part of it. When they fired Tony, I was up there in Philadelphia at that game, and I was in that locker room that, it was 31-9, I believe it was, in 2001 when we lost again in Philly. And I was just like, I remember Jason Whitlock was in there and he was screaming at Keyshawn, like, are you talking about Tony? Go ahead, say it. Fire the coach. Fire the coach. Is that what you're talking about? And he goes, even guys were kind of dancing around it. It's like, yeah, it's like Groundhog Day. Here we go again. And you just kind of felt like, and then you're like, God, they're not going to fire Tony, are they? But it kind of feels like they're going to fire Tony. It just feels like it's just not working anymore. It's like you can't get over the hump. And that's what happened. And that's what I'm watching Todd in his post-game rant, and after watching that on the field, and you just felt like, you know what, this kind of feels like it. Kind of feels like the end of the era.
Like
the way this team is playing,
he might just know it. Yeah,
the way this team is playing. A lot of body language of the players that we had not seen before. Body language and words coming out of their mouth. Everybody, for the first time, we're seeing a fracture. There's a fracture, and it just seems like they've tuned him out. There's no fire. It just, but hey, one game and they get a reprieve from the Panthers who choke against the Saints. And you realize, hey, it's all right here for us to play for. So on that note, let's bring in the face that runs the place at Pewter Report. He is the handsome and debonair and always loquacious Scott Reynolds. How are you?
What's up, fellas? How are you?
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Are you over your COVID for winter of 25?
I didn't have COVID. I had a cold.
So you had COVID.
Virus.
Yeah.
the kind that we've had on this planet since probably the beginning of mankind.
Mm-hmm.
What, really? It's
Yeah.
not the same thing. So you made it back for what was exactly what you thought it might be on Thursday night as I reread your text from last week. Yes, Kirk
what did
Cousins.
I say? See you Thursday night for the night Kirk Cousins killed Todd Bowles. Yeah.
Kind of feels like that. Kind of feels like that, doesn't it, partner?
I won a ton of money on prop bets that night.
Yeah, I did.
I mean,
too.
like a ton, and it was all
Yeah.
Falcons related. Sorry, but if I'm going to have to sit through this crap, I'm going to at least profit from it.
Yeah.
No dummy.
That was Bijan. What was he? Everything Bijan was easy easy pickings. But
I had David Sills prop bets, man. I had I had Kyle Pitts, Kirk Cousins, David Sills.
And when Sills drops the touchdown pass, that's the other thing. People are like, well, we get this play and we get that. They had 19 penalties. They dropped touchdown passes too.
Yeah.
I mean, the Falcons could have scored 50.
Oh, yeah.
If they didn't have 100
David
penalties.
Sills made up for it with the 21-yard acrobatic catch on 4th and 14. So,
I don't want to rehash the whole thing, but we haven't really talked since then. But
yeah. Last time we talked, the Bucs were like in the lead of the NFC South. God, I missed 2 weeks, and the place has gone to hell.
Everything's going to hell. Maybe we're onto something here.
Stop leaving.
I know.
But that last sequence, I think, really encapsulates where this defense and Todd Bowles is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to me, that whole last sequence, they blitz twice and have, they get a sack fumble and force an incompletion.
Yeah.
And then you shouldn't have
You
even
can't
taken the
blitz
penalty.
on 3rd and 28, JP.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't do it. Why not?
You can blitz on 3rd and 28 and you can blitz on 4th and 14, especially if it's working every single time.
Before I came on, I checked the NFL rule book, and it says just that. It says that you're allowed to blitz on 3rd and long and 4th and long. That is allowed.
Is that new? That must be new.
Well, you were feeling my question when I asked Todd that.
Totally, yeah. Yeah, I was nodding in agreement, like right next to you in the press conference, yeah.
And then the answer was, I don't want them to screen it to Bijan and go for a touchdown.
Okay, well, then call the defense and then alert Bijan, right? Like, have a spy on him, and
there's
sure
ways
that
for
doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I don't know. I like good defense, and this is really discouraging to me to have to watch this week after week. I mean, I was literally one of the few people who actually enjoyed Dungy Ball, like winning games 17-16, stuff like that. I mean, I didn't mind that back in the day when I was watching, Sapp and Barber and Brooks and Lynch and Simeon for a year, and then Simeon played for Gruden more. Yeah, I mean, like I didn't mind the bad offense because I knew I was going to see great defense, and as long as the defense held the opponent to 17 points or less, Bucs probably won. There was an A-Train touchdown at the last minute, or a Martin Gramatic or a Michael Husted field goal, to win it. I mean, I didn't mind that, but what I don't like is just seeing this defense just give up touchdowns, man. It just seems like this defense just gives up touchdowns. And we just don't see any red zone defense whatsoever. It's always touchdowns. It's not field goals. It's 4 touchdowns, in the Patriots game. It's 6 touchdowns to friggin' Josh Allen in the Buffalo game, right? It's touchdowns to Devontae Adams in LA. It was touchdowns, 2 of which to Tyler Shuck, 1 of which to Devin Neal. It was touchdowns, 3 by Kirk Cousins, 1 by Bijan Robinson. It's not field goals. It's touchdowns. And it's like that's what's so disgusting about this defense right now is like, I mean, they give up big plays, but they can't stop anybody in the red zone, man. They just cannot. It's like the one time they did, Zyon McCollum jumps off sides, and then what happened on the very next play? Touchdown.
Wide open.
Kyle Pitts. Yeah.
Wide open over the middle.
Yeah. So I don't know.
By the way, JP, I asked you about Kyle Pitts as a free agent this offseason. Do you want him to come into Tampa and fix your tight end position?
No,
and
because
no.
If you sign him, he can't play against the Bucs.
That's correct.
I know.
So then there goes all your fantasy value, any value whatsoever.
Kyle Pitts would be more of a tease to Bucs fans than he actually would be to Falcons fans. Could you imagine Kyle Pitts just destroying a Todd Bowles defense all training camp long, just catching probably 3 or 4 touchdowns a day in training camp practice, And when, like you're talking about Kyle Pitts, how great he looks. I'm writing about it. I'm talking about it, and then he gets like 2 touchdowns the whole season over 17 games because he's no longer playing Todd Bowles defense. It's like, we know a couple things. Number one, Kirk Cousins plays exceptionally well against the Buccaneers. Number two, Kyle Pitts plays exceptionally well against the Buccaneers and not against anybody else. Number three, Hassan Reddick gets sacks against the Falcons, but not against anybody else. So those 3 things we know as fact now is that when these 2 teams play each other, Hassan Reddick is going to get a sack, Kyle Pitts is going to score a touchdown, and Kirk Cousins is going to light up Todd Bowles' defense. Like, those are givens. But then against any other teams, it's just they're average. Hassan Reddick's average, Kirk Cousins average, Kyle Pitts is average.
That's because everybody else blitzes Kirk Cousins to oblivion. Yeah. And when we do it, we have success. But we don't do it. You got to continue to do it. When you get up 2 scores, if you continue to play the defense that got you up 2 scores and don't fall into a rush 4 cover 2 shell, you might be able to blow somebody out.
Maybe
you might be able to get a couple stops and keep scoring and then blow somebody out.
I don't have the level of faith that you do in this defense because I've just seen too many touchdowns given up, since the bye week. It's kind of like disgusting.
So that's the point is, do you see it as fixable? Is it fixable? Like, who's coming to the rescue? What scheme are they switching to? What's going to happen?
It's not fixable this year. I mean, it's not. I mean, and then that invites the larger question. Well, should Todd Bowles be the head coach? Will he be the head coach? Those are 2 distinctly different questions. And I had Brandy Barber on the show yesterday, and it's like I've kind of danced around it because I don't know. My last name is not Blazer. I don't have a say in this. I can say fire Todd Bowles or whatever. It doesn't mean anything. I think I'm 1 for 1 in my head coach firing calls. I called for Lovie Smith to be fired. He was. Okay, I nailed that. But it's like, I just, part of it is personnel related, right? I mean, Kendall Vildor is
no question.
He's not an ideal starting cornerback. I think it's coaching related, and I think it's play calling related. So when you have screw ups at all 3 things, you don't have the right guys, you don't have the right coaching, you don't have the right play calls. Like, you're not going to have success. So this team can go anywhere from 10-7. And win the division and get a home playoff game to 7-10. Like, both of those and everything in between are on the table, right? And probably 10-7. Well, 10-7 gets you the division, right? 9-8 might get you the division. 8-9 will not, and 7-10 certainly won't, right? So it's going to be a very interesting next 3 weeks here in the hot potato division. Hot potato meaning like nobody wants to win this. We've seen this before. Right. Nobody wants to win this. Carolina, I don't want it. Dave Canales is just being kind at this point. Todd, listen, you gave me my start here. You take the division. Todd's like, I don't want it. I can't stop you, Dave. Here, you take it. So it's comical, but it's also sad. And this is not a good football team. It's just not. And I don't have confidence they're going to win in Carolina. Why would I? I don't have confidence that they're going to sweep the Panthers. I mean, they could, like, seriously, they could beat Carolina this Sunday, and they could just as easily lose it and the division at home in week 18 to the Panthers. And if Buck fans think I'm crazy, did you watch the Saints come in here and win? Did you watch the Falcons come in here and win? This is not defend the Bay. This is not home field advantage. This is not, the fortress of solitude. Superman has left the building. Like this is not a home field advantage here. It just isn't. This team can lose anywhere, on the road, at home, neutral site. I mean, playing at Mars. I mean, it's just not a good football team,
Scott. So go ahead, Timmy.
Scott, I'm sure you were with the millions of people on Friday who watched my solo takeover of JP's show. And it was all Bucs all day long, 2 hours of Tim talking Bucs. And JP was kind enough to send me some videos from the press conference as material. Yeah. And in one of the videos, Todd Bowles essentially said, look, we've been coaching them up all season. All we can do is coach them. And if they don't do what we ask them to do, it's out of our hands.
That is, and part of that's not wrong. Like, part of that is absolutely true. It just is.
But I have never heard of a coach saying something like that from a podium.
He's frustrated with the players that keep screwing up. I don't blame him. I mean, it's like, we applaud that when Bruce Arians does it, but then we're surprised when Todd Bowles does it. I mean, maybe because it's not in Todd's character, but listen, I had no problem with his profanity-laced tirade. I had no problem with anything he said. Because honestly, in my opinion, this should happen after the Buffalo game. And I even wrote about this. This is too little too late. I loved it. I want to see some pissed off Todd Bowles, and not just, we're pissed off that we lost. Everyone's pissed off. We should be pissed off. Not that. Like, drop the F-bombs, drop the S-bombs, shake the system, do it. But it should have happened back in Buffalo. And if it did, maybe the Saints game doesn't happen. Maybe the Falcons game doesn't happen. It just feels like it's kind of too little too late right now. And we'll see how they respond. If they respond and they beat the Panthers, then maybe you say, all right, maybe Todd Bowles lit a fire. But like, it should have been lit like after the Buffalo game. After you give up 6 touchdowns, like, your offense finally shows up. Baker Mayfield finally gets healthy, diving in the end zone, scores a touchdown. Sean Tucker runs wild. Tristan Wirfs is pulling, just mashing people. What did you score? 32 points in that game? And you lost? You gave up 6 touchdowns to Josh Allen. You made Tyrell Shavers like a star, 4 catches, 90 yards, and a touchdown. It's like, what are we doing? So it's like, where was this? That should happen after the Buffalo game. You were going to lose to the Rams either way. Sorry.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry. I think I said at the time, if they played the Rams 10 times, they would probably lose 8. No, if they played the Rams 10 times, they would lose all 10. I don't have the confidence.
Yeah.
Shit, man. If the Falcons can have 19 penalties and still beat you, you're not beating the Rams.
Yeah.
You're not beating the Rams 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100. Like, no, you're not as good as the Rams. You're just not. So, having said that, that should have happened a long time ago. Maybe the dividends would have paid off by now. And now maybe it's not too little too late. This division's still on the line, man. I don't know. But okay, if they go 10-7, if you sweep the Panthers, who just got swept by the Saints, are the Panthers really even that good? Right?
No.
And then if you beat the Dolphins in Miami, are the Dolphins any good? So
you watched that game last night. The Dolphins are terrible.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is like, great. You feel good. You have 10 wins on your football card, right? You went 10-7 again. And then what's going to happen? You're going to have the Seahawks roll in here, or the 49ers, or the Lions come in here, and you're going to beat them. Like, doubt it. Highly doubt it. And then where is this franchise? It's Groundhog Day again. Oh, it's 10-7.
Right.
And they won the division at the last splickety second, right? And then they lose another home playoff game. And it's like, if you want to, if the gerbil wheel is fine, stay on it. But if you want to ascend and have a chance at something other than winning the worst division in football again, barely at the end, and not winning another game over which you did the previous year, which they can't do now. You can't improve on your regular season record. You can match it, or you can get worse.
Yeah.
And then if you lose another home playoff game, I mean, is that what the Blazers are all about?
That's not progress. And for those fans who said, I remember the bad days when we you should be happy to. I'm tired of hearing that.
I am too, JP, because I'm kind of like swing for the fences. I am like, blitz or, like.
Well, here's the other idea:
blitz or die. So
touchdown, you got time to answer it. What you can't do is just let them go right down the field, eat up the clock, and win the game. That's what you can't do, and that's what we constantly do in those situations.
Right. So I guess what I'm saying though is like, I would risk another 10 years, the decade of darkness, as I call it. Raheem, Shiano, Lovey, Dirk. I would risk that with this roster to try to ascend.
Yeah.
Because I think that the Blazers sensed that back in the Tony Dungy era, which is like, God, we went from 11 wins and winning the division in the NFC Championship game in '99 to like 10 wins and a first round exit the next year, and then 9 wins and a first round exit that.
Yeah.
It's like you started to kind of see, it's like, hey, you had a Super Bowl window. I'll never forget. We had Rondé Barber on the podcast yesterday, my all-time favorite. We had Rondé. I was doing an interview with Rondé. This is, I can't remember the year, maybe like 2007 or 8. This is for Pewter Report magazine back in the day. It's a Pewter Report conversation. And I did like word association. And I can't remember what Rondé said about Sapp and Gruden and all that stuff. I can't remember what Rondé said. I do remember what he said about Tony Dungy, which shocked me to my core. And I threw out Tony Dungy. And I expected, architect, Tampa 2, savior, turn the franchise around, Buccaneers to Buccaneers. I expected that. And he said, missed opportunities. I was like, whoa, what? He's like, yeah, we had a Super Bowl window, man, from call it 1998 till about 2003. Yeah. And we won one Super Bowl, made one appearance, and it was at the very end of that, thanks to John Gruden. Yeah. And I was like, wow. And so,
and that's honest.
Yeah, it is honest. And it was true. It's truthful. Yeah. So it's kind of like, all right, well, you're going to probably extend Baker Mayfield and, maybe Mike comes back for another year. You need to really fix the defense. You have to really find some studs and killers up front to refix your defensive front. That's the glaring issue right now is the front 6/7. Yep. But that can be done quickly. Look at the friggin' Rams, man. They got rid of Aaron Donald. And honestly, they're just as good, if not better, up front. It's crazy to say. Yeah.
So got Jared Verse and Braden Fisk.
Yeah, in the same draft. And then the year before,
we even made Mike Norvell a winner. That's how good those two guys are.
Yeah. I mean the year before, they got Kobe Young and Kobe Turner and Brian Young.
Maybe they were totally F the draft picks.
That's right.
They gave away and won a Super Bowl. So
they had 7 years where they didn't have a first-round draft pick.
That's right. And they
rebuilt it right away.
With 2 third-rounders, a second, and a first up front, and then 2 undrafted free agent linebackers. Yeah. So, it can be done quickly. It just that's what needs to happen. And they gotta fix this quickly. But this is a playoff caliber roster. It is. Is it a Super Bowl caliber roster? Not yet. But it's better to try to keep building with this unit than blow it up and go back to the dark ages. But I don't know. It's going to be very fascinating to see what the Blazers will do because they just gave Todd this contract extension. They really like and respect the guy. I mean, they absolutely are all in on Todd Bowles.
We all do.
He's a fantastic guy. I want Todd Bowles to be successful.
We all do.
Want that for him.
We all do. Yes.
I would love for Todd Bowles, the man, the person, say what you want about what we're seeing now, but overall, his body of work, pretty good. He helped deliver this team a Super Bowl, did his part, 31-9, right? So he has that defensive mastermind in him somewhere. We haven't seen a lot of it lately, but I would love for that to happen. But you have to look at reality and just say it's probably not going to happen.
Well, this is the thing that we haven't seen is guys coming off the field yelling at each other.
Good.
I know.
Good.
Freaking time. Vita getting on
Hassan
Reddick and AW3 was there
too. Yeah, good.
Yeah, Mike Evans yelling about 3rd and 28.
Good. Yeah. That's leadership. Yeah. That's leadership. That's not settling. That's not tolerating the crap. Yeah.
And Todd Bowles losing his shit at the podium, which was
good.
Yeah. Somebody finally threw a table. Thank God. Yeah. We've been talking about this for a while.
Yeah.
But that being said, I get the sense that they don't. People keep asking me, what happened to this team? What happened to this defense? What's going on? And my feeling is they've just they don't have any faith in the coaches, especially on the defensive side. I think they feel like and I've seen this happen before when players start doubting the coaches. This is what you get. You get a lot of uninspired performances. Guys aren't getting off blocks. They don't. Yeah. It's what are we doing out here? This is
I mean, I'm not a fan of a lot of defensive coaches on this team.
Right.
The 3 guys that are in charge of the secondary, not a fan. Just not. I give Monty Kiffin a lot of credit. Monty was an old salty dog, right? He was an old, grizzled coach and all that.
Oh, yeah.
And he had an opportunity. And Tony Dungy pretty much gave him carte blanche. You hire your assistants, Monty. They're going to be working for you. So he loses 2 old cronies in Herm Edwards, who went on to be head coach, and Lovie Smith, who went on to become the defensive coordinator of the Rams. That's the linebackers coach. Yeah, it's Hardy Nickerson, Derek Brooks' coach. And then the secondary coach is John Lynch, Rondé Barber's coach, and all that, Brian Kelly. And Monty could have easily found two old coaching buddies, two old guys that he, you know, would have beers with and bring them on board, and good old guys and all that stuff. And he didn't. He went to the college ranks and he found Mike Tomlin, this young, unheralded, energetic fireball of a coach who was technically sound and had an aura about him. And Joe Barry, who was primarily a college coach, had 1 year with the 49ers where he was like a grad assistant or something, you know. And I hired those guys. And Barry was also Rod Marinelli's son-in-law. So like there was like, you knew this guy, right? The young up and coming guy. Next year in 2002, they were hired in 2001. They both feel bad. They arrived on the scene. They got Dungy fired. Next year they win a Super Bowl, you know? And it's like, you ask Rondé what Mike Tomlin did for his career, you know? Herm Edwards got him to here, right? And then Mike Tomlin got him the gold jacket. Yep. Coaching matters, man. It does. And it's like, if you look into secondary
coaching and inspiration, all that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Nick Rapone was Todd Bowles' secondary coach at Temple. Kevin Ross played with Todd Bowles at Temple. Todd Bowles knows those guys and trusts those guys. That doesn't mean that they're good coaches anymore. It doesn't mean that the game hasn't passed them by. It doesn't mean that they can't relate and connect with the younger players. Coach, football is a young man's game at every level. Playing, coaching, coordinating. It is evolve or die. It is new. Better. That's it. It always has been, and it always will be. In these systems, I love Bruce Arians to death. His system, come and gone. Monty Kiffin, Tampa 2, you can't run Tampa 2 as a base anymore. Come and gone. You know? Yeah. Todd Bowles, and Rondé said this in our podcast yesterday. He even said it on his podcast, Rondé Barber Show. Free plug for his show. Great podcast. Great show. Must watch every Wednesday. Yep. Todd Bowles doesn't have a base defense. There's no like fallback option. Like, hey, when things aren't working well, like with Monty, it was like, we're going to fall back and just play Tampa 2, which was the base defense. Those guys could literally play. If you blindfolded all 11 players, they probably would get a third down stop. Just not even seeing, because they just muscle memory. They knew where the landmarks were in coverage. They knew what the front was, how the front was going to attack the four-man pass rush. This Todd Bowles defense is so multiple. So blitz this, fire zone this, you know, double red dog, you know,
is
rush
that why
3,
it
drop
can't be
8.
Simplified? Is that why it's so complicated and it can't be simplified and dumbed down?
Yes.
So that guys know what the hell they're supposed to do.
Yes, because it is so multiple. And if you have the high IQ football players that have been properly coached, and and they're on their P's and Q's, and you've got some really elite players, it can work really, really well. Like it worked really, really well with Shaq Barrett and Jason Pierre-Paul and Dominican Sue and Vita Vea and a 20 or 30-year-old Levante David and a Devin White. And you had a young secondary back then. Those Gravediggers, that was a young secondary bunch. But it didn't matter because the front seven was so dominant. You weren't going to run. You weren't going to run on that front seven. And then when you went to pass, they're going to sack you. They're going to pressure you. So you could get by with Sean Murphy Bunting and Carlton Davis and Jamel Dean and a rookie safety, Antoine Winfield Jr., and Jordan Whitehead. You can get by with those guys. There's only one guy back there, really. It was Winfield as a rookie. Yeah. All the other guys were just guys. You know, they didn't sniff a Pro Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah, and it just seems to me like they've tuned Todd out. They're not confident in the defense. Offensively to me, it's just, look, Baker's been beat up. He's playing with a really bad left shoulder, which affects your accuracy. Also an oblique injury and a knee injury on your plant foot. All of that affects your accuracy. Right? Yeah, and all of it. None of that for a
not ideal
to throw a pass. The only thing he doesn't have is a right shoulder sprain.
Yeah. Right. Can the football gods please smile upon this team for 3 more games, just so we can see not one more single injury on offense? I just want to see what Josh Grizzard can do for the next 3 games
He
with
hasn't
Mike
been given
and
a
Chris
shot.
and Jalen and Emeka and Bucky. And
Mhm.
no more injuries along the offensive line. And please bubble wrap Baker. Just for 3 more games, can we just see what Josh Broussard can do? How many points he can put up? It's probably going to have to be 30 because 28 points is not good enough.
35.
You know, I mean, Thursday night was an example of that. But I'm just saying, can we just please just see what Josh Broussard can do when he's actually dealt a good hand? You know, rather than, I got 5 cards. I don't even have a friggin' pair, man. I don't have a pair of 2s in this hand. I got 5 singles, you know, of like, what am I going to do? I'm going to keep the jack, right?
Off-suited.
Yeah. I mean, just please, can we just see what Josh Broussard can do for 3 games? Because there's been like little flashes, the Seattle game, the 40. There's been little flashes of greatness. And then it's just been, you know, we've had some bad Baker here. We've had the offensive line in disarray here. It's hard to get a read and a bead on what Josh Broussard is as a play caller.
Yeah, and I talked about that on Friday a little bit. You know, this is an unfair situation for Josh Broussard for a couple of reasons. Number one, he's a first-time.
And he's handled it great, by the way. He's handled it great.
Right, but as a first-time offensive coordinator, you're so focused on, okay, what's my scheme? What team do I have? Who are my guys? What scheme do I have going into the season? You haven't had any of your guys, for the most part, that you thought you were going to have going into the season. But being a first-time coordinator, you don't have the experience to know how to adapt, which way to adapt, and how to adjust your scheme to fit the new guys that are now on the roster and that are taking over for the injured guys. So, like you said, we really don't know what Josh Broussard can do because he doesn't know what he's doing right now.
Yeah, but the reason I say he's handling it well, I'm not saying the results have always been pretty. I'm just saying his demeanor. He's not rattled. He's not throwing tantrums behind the scene. Everybody still believes in him, from the coaches to the players. Like, you're not going to find a disparaging word. Like, when you mention Josh Broussard, like, to the players, they're like, oh, man, I feel sorry for Josh. that's what they're saying, because it's new starters every single week because the other starters are injured, right? But it's like, you know, we've heard him multiple times now from the podium say, you know, I kind of like look at it as a challenge. It kind of excites me. I'd love to have all my stars out there, but you know, how can we win with Sterling Shepard and Tez Johnson, right? Like, he's up for the challenge. Like, that's all you can expect,
right?
And I think he's gotten better. The problem is, it's like where Dave Canales, go back and look, fans, if you don't believe me, in 2023, that was one of the most healthy Bucs teams I've ever witnessed. I want to say in 2023. Maybe they had like somewhere between 4 and 6 combined starts that were like, you know, out, not starters, but like this guy missed a game. That's 1. Like, this guy missed 2 games. That's 3 now, right? Like, it was ridiculous the amount of starters that were healthy on offense. And we could see Dave Canales grow throughout the season. We saw that Packers game in Lambeau, right? You know, we saw some of those better performances towards the end of the season as he got better and more comfortable with the play calling and the players absorbed his offense. We just haven't seen that from Josh Broussard because there hasn't been any chance for that to happen with so many starts and stops and injuries and, you know, shuffling the lineup and all that. So just please, I liked what I saw Thursday night. I wasn't crazy about the ending, you know, but the 28 points, if you take 28 points and give the Buccaneers 28 points in every single game this year, you're going to like the outcome because I think they're going to have more than 7 wins. 28 points, like, that should win most NFL games. And I think if they score 28 points over these last 3, my fear is not going to be enough given how bad this defense has played.
I think you're right, my friend. I think you're right. We shall see what happens this weekend at Carolina. All right, tell everybody what's going on with Pewter Report this week, what you got going on.
Yeah. Check out that Rondé Barber podcast on Pewter Report TV from yesterday. Good stuff from RB. Love that guy. I know you do too. You're a fan. He is the best. And we've got our Bucs Panthers preview tomorrow on Pewter Report TV. Check that out. I'll have a new Pewter Pulse video on Jason Light coming out later today, also on that channel. And make sure you read pewterreport.com for all of the best Bucs coverage and injury news and roster moves and analysis you're going to find. And make sure you follow us on social media at Pewter Report on X, Facebook, and Instagram.
All right, partner. Great stuff as always.
Appreciate it, guys.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Bucs.
Thank you.
One Buck Place, as we used to call it anyway. Thank you, partner.
Yep.
All right, we'll take a much-needed break here and come back on the other side and get to your comments, your pithy and brilliant comments. We got lots of them. Even Ashley's in the comments taking pot shots at Todd Bowles. Even Ashley's taking shots.
Come on, Ashley. Be nice. This is a human being.
She's like, everybody else is. Can I join in?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, but she... All right, we'll talk about that and much more when we come back. We're brought to you by the great folks at the Jeeves Law Group, JEEVES lawgroup.com. They are local, they are trusted, and boy, do they get results. So all you got to do is go to the website, jeeveslawgroup.com, email them or call them and get a free consultation. It lets you know what's going on with your case, and then you can decide to hire them or not. I highly recommend you hire them because they do a great job. They make you a priority. Some of these bigger firms, and not so much. They will make you a priority, and knowing the local legal landscape really, really matters. And also by Genesis of Tampa, their December giving days go on and on and on. Every day they're giving away a $500 gift certificate or shopping spree, whatever you want to call it. You get $500 to go spend. That's pretty awesome. All you got to do is stop by, and if you get your car appraised or take a test drive, they will 10x your entries for your shopping spree. So lots of good things going on. And if you buy a car, the first 3 payments are waived, and then the 4th one they pay for you. So how about that? That's by my count 120 days of no car payment. Imagine what you could do with that money.
Seems like
so
a lot.
Head on over to Genesis of Tampa and see those fantastic cars over there and test drive, and tell them JP saying. Back in 3 with all you knucklehead Petermans. Cannot wait. At Genesis of Tampa, they got some serious ho going on this Christmas. It's the Miracle Holiday Sales Event and their 30 days of giving. First, for any new vehicle in the month of December sold, first payment will be deferred 90 days, and then the dealership will make the first payment up to $500. That can save you a lot of cash that you can use for Christmas shopping. And every day in December, they're giving away a $500 shopping spree. All you got to do is have your car appraised, and you get an entry into the daily drawing for the $500 shopping spree. And every weekend day in December, customers simply need to stop by the dealership, scan the QR code, and they get an entry into the $500 shopping spree contest. No purchase necessary. Test drive a vehicle, and we will 10x your entry into the shopping spree. Christmas and New Year's Eve, each holiday, if a customer books a test drive for the specified day, they will receive a themed t-shirt, limited edition, as well as an additional $250 off the purchase price. Bottom line is, get your butt and your sleigh down to Genesis of Tampa, 801 East Bears Avenue, just off 275. It's going to be a big Christmas at Genesis of Tampa. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week. So go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. That's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced, generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucs play. We'll see you there. Although it may seem tempting to go without healthcare insurance, the financial risk far outweighs the gain you may experience. For example, did you know if you simply broke your leg, it could cost you nearly $7,500? Put on top of that a hospital stay, you could be looking at $10,000 to $15,000. Ensuring that you don't go uncovered is so important, as according to CNBC, high medical bills are the highest contributing factor to why Americans end up taking money out of their retirement savings, or worse, find themselves filing bankruptcy. So go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. Now, depending on your income, you can get plans for zero premium. Our experts will guide you through the process effortlessly. They will shop many plans and find the one that's right for you. I called and I have full health coverage through Florida Blue for zero monthly premium. It's a free call. So why go uncovered? It's a huge risk. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks of the Gold and Diamond Source. Last minute shopping, right? You guys, it's the 16th. Oh, my God. It's 9 days till Christmas? Jeez, Pete. You better get your ass over to the Gold and Diamond Source right now. You got to buy gifts for everybody. Don't you know how this works?
Nah.
The Gold and Diamond Source make it so easy, though. That's the deal, is you head on in there. First of all, if you're getting engaged, Christmas is a great time to do that. All the family is around, so you guys can celebrate, and everybody can be happy for you. Yay! Until you get divorced 10 years later, and forget it. But it's all beautiful now, and it's a great place to get that diamond. And when you head on over to the Golden Diamond Source, you have to deal with all the mall stuff. You just park right there. You walk in. It's beautifully decorated. They have a beautiful staff that greets you and say, hey, what are you looking for? What's your budget? Let's see what we got here for you. Like if you want to do 15 minutes, half hour, they serve you a drink. You're in. They wrap everything up for you. It's perfect. It's so freaking easy. So, and you guys don't even want to deal with it. I know. So just go on over there, go to the Golden Diamond Source, say, this is what I got to spend. I'm kind of looking for something like this, and let them take over. It makes it so freaking easy. So, and keep it local, as we say, right? During the Christmas holidays, I know you can buy everything on Amazon, but go to the Golden Diamond Source. You can feel it, you can touch it, you can see it, and you're getting it from a local company that's been around for 40 years. And they're like family. And they become your family, and whatever, you can bring it in and get it shined up. You can, if something breaks, you can get them, they'll bring it in, they'll take care of it for you. All those great things at the Golden Diamond Source. A great family-owned business. Julie and Steve Weintraub, great benefactors in our community. We love them. So repay the favor. Go on over there. You got to shop anyway, right? So go to the Golden Diamond Source. Keep it local and have some fun. It's fun going over there. All right, my friend. Shall we get to some of the pithy comments?
Let's do it. It carried the show Friday. Let's see if they can do it again.
Michael LaRue says the average age of Bucs defensive coaches is 60 years old, including head coach DC Bowles. Larry Foote is the youngest at 45. Nick Rapone is the oldest.
Okay, does that include Tom Moore?
Yes,
that average?
Yeah, it probably would, yeah.
Doesn't that skew it a little bit?
Yes, it does. But no, defensive coaches.
Oh, defensive coach.
Yeah, Tom Moore is not defensive coach, though. Yeah.
I didn't see the defense. Okay.
I don't think they should hire another D coach, says Steve Mike. Steve Mike has first names.
He wants an offensive-minded head coach is what he wants.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go, although the defense needs to be fixed. Defense needs to be fixed. The problem is when you hire
a young defensive coordinator, yeah.
Yeah, Chris Shula. The problem is when you hire a defensive coach and he hires his offensive staff and they do well, then they just get poached. And it doesn't happen as much defensively because people don't want defensive head coaches as their head coach. So it's kind of part of the deal. So let's be part of the deal. Yeah. Lottie Wilkins says, just bought the Randy Arozarena for 60% off. Thanks for the Stu blowout sale. Guess that's one way to look at it, right? Yeah. Get your jersey of your favorite player that we've traded. 60% off. Bucs favored by 3 against Carolina, says Joel Forsland. Vegas sucking everyone right into that trap. Yeah, I think I don't see how the Bucs can be favored in any game right now. Watching what I'm watching. Never had a chance. 05 says Cooper Kupp is still wide open. Thank you for that.
I mean, I can answer that question for you.
What's that?
They want more people to not bet on the Bucs. I mean, y'all know how lines work, right? It has nothing to do with who Vegas thinks is going to win the game. That's not what these are for. When
equal action.
Yeah, so when a team is favored by 4 points, that doesn't mean Vegas means that team is 4 points better than their opponent. That means they're trying to steer the betting one way or the other. So when everyone says, man, I can't believe the Bucs are 3 points favored against the whatever, has nothing to do with the action on the field. It's trying to steer betting.
So they want people to bet on Carolina.
Yes. That means that they want more people to bet on Carolina, so they'll put the Bucs at -3 because you're like, oh my God, there's no way they win by 3, you know?
But that was before they could manipulate games like they do now. So, you know, that's an old, tired way of looking.
You know who I learned that from?
Who's that
concept? Jimmy the Greek.
Jimmy the Greek, yeah. He used to teach us that on CBS.
On NFL Today.
NFL Today, yeah.
Right.
You know, I played against his son in high school in basketball. So every time we played Hollywood Chaminade, Jimmy the Greek would show up at my game.
That's awesome.
That was a big deal back then. Like,
him, man.
You know, he was a big star. Yeah. Never had a chance. 05 says Shaq and JP brought it from the edge, shutting down the run, helped the D-line get pressure, but the secondary still got lit up. Yeah, to his point, our pass defense was ranked 26th the year we won the Super Bowl, which is weird because you would think it would be better, but they did get pressure and they got turnovers, but they just gave up a lot of yards because that's kind of what this defense does. But when you can't get off the field because your 4-man rush is terrible, defense doesn't work. What else we got here? Nathan Elliott banging the drum for the defensive tackle says, I will never forget Sue shoving Rodgers 15 feet for a big sack. That affected Rodgers the whole game. Yeah, that defensive line was just epic with Sue and Vita Vea and JPP and Shaq. Like, compare that to what we're working with now.
Different world.
Yeah. Joel Forsland said, easier for defensive lines to get to the passers when wide receivers aren't open by 10 yards for quick passes. This scheme sucks. Yeah. You know, where's Ashley's comment up here? Because Chidi Ahanatu, former Buccaneer, wrote something on Facebook basically about and showed a picture of Todd Bowles when he first got the job. He was much more fit, I think might be the word.
Physically fit.
Physically fit, yeah. And he's kind of not. He's gained a lot of weight, and I don't know if that's medically related.
63.
Yeah. He said, well, Todd may rank physically as one of the most unfit coaches in the NFL, so not shocking. Does that play a role?
Would it play a role in his ability to coach or maybe respect from the younger players? Like, I don't think it matters. I don't think anybody cares about that.
Yeah, look at Andy Reid.
Yeah, I don't think that matters at all. I don't think the players give a crap.
But, I mean, I will say this. I mean, look at Mike Norvell. He's racing his players and beating them sometimes, which is probably why you're losing a lot of games. If your 44-year-old head coach can outrun your players, that's probably a bad thing.
You're probably picking the wrong players.
But you look like a knucklehead, you know. And when you're losing, when you're winning, that's like, wow, he really relates to the players. When you're losing, you're like, what an idiot. Yeah, that's kind of how we do that. Mr. King 03 says the Glazers are going to move just like D. Alford at FSU. We don't have a slam dunk hire, so we're going to do nothing. I don't think, obviously, college and pro were much different. If the Glazers had to buy out Todd Bowles for $72 million, I think he would be safe. Is that fair to say?
That's fair to say.
That's fair to say, right? Can you imagine? Like, we don't, the NFL doesn't have that for the most part. I mean, they have some, but there are some, if you fire a guy, you got to pay off some of the contract, but I don't think it's like 100% buyout. Not exactly sure, but you don't hear about that as much in the NFL.
Because most freaking pro coaches don't make as much as the college coaches are making.
Yeah.
For one thing.
JLR says the Glazers will make changes. Remember, their father made changes that shook up the team, and the result was a Super Bowl. I don't. Listen, here's the thing. If they don't make the playoffs, absolutely Todd Bowles is fired. I don't even think it's a question.
Yeah.
Really? Come on. And I think if they make the playoffs and they lose at home, I've said this from the very beginning, I don't think he's retained. That feels very much like we're not progressing Tony Dungy type firing. And again, Tony's record was way better than Todd's record. Way better. And I think he was much more. And I don't think Tony ever really lost the locker room. I think it's fair to say that Todd's lost the locker room. After what I saw last couple of weeks, these guys just aren't playing hard. And then, I said this yesterday, and I'll repeat it, Timmy, that there's a national take that Bowles just blamed the players, and that he just blamed the players. And if you isolate out that profanity-laced tirade, it does. He's blaming it on the players. But he also has taken plenty of blame himself. He always says, we got to coach it better. We got to be better. But this one did sound much more damning.
And that was my take on it. That was my take. It's like, dude, you sitting here blaming and I know he's taken his share of the blame throughout the season. I get it. That doesn't make it better. If you keep blaming yourself, but you don't fix it, that's not fixing the problem. And if you're sitting here now from the podium at a press conference saying, us as coaches are doing all we can do, but the players just aren't doing what we're asking them to do, it is still your responsibility as the head coach to make them do what you want them to do or find somebody else. And he's now been in Tampa long enough that this is all on him.
Yeah.
You should have fixed it by now if that's the situation, because we've been talking about it I've been talking about it for 3 years that I've been doing the show. So,
if you could fix it. And I think it's clear now that he can't.
Yeah.
He can't. He doesn't have the answers.
Mm-hmm. It's time to move on. And I'll tell you, I said it Friday, this sounds like a guy, that press conference just sounds like a guy who's done.
Yeah,
he's frustrated to the point that he's done. He doesn't have any more answers. He doesn't have the strength to deal with this crap anymore.
Right.
And at his age, he's probably done, man. Internally, he's like, I just can't do this anymore.
No, I agree. That's exactly the way his body language is, the way he's feeling, the results on the field. I mean, you look at Sean McVay and you look at his entire coaching staff. They're a lot of them, most of them are very young and energetic, fit guys. You see that a lot around coaching now. Brian Hartline is yoked. I mean, these guys are. I'm not saying, older, out of shape guys can't be great coaches, because look at Andy Reid. He's just fine. But there's a trend. There is a trend more towards younger, more energetic, fiery coaches. And personally, that's what I prefer. That's what I prefer. And they don't necessarily have to be young. They just have to be more energetic, more, just a younger, more energetic, more, how do I say that? Just more in your face. I think you got to have a little asshole in you to be a great coach. And Todd doesn't have any. He's just too nice a guy. I mean, think of the great coaches. Don Shula, man, you talk to his players. He wasn't, he was a hard ass. Chuck Noll, they loved him and they respected him tremendously. But these guys were hard asses. I mean, hard asses.
Even Tom Landry back in the day, who was the most mild-mannered person on the sideline, players feared him, man.
Yeah. No, and like Sean McVay, he doesn't actually strike me as a guy that has any a-hole in him at all. but he's just a different type of cat.
Right.
And you really, really respect him. So I don't think there's one like pigeonhole type of. I'm just thinking my type of coach is going to have a little edge to him. Is going to have kind of Vrabel. Vrabel kind of strikes me as that guy. Like, and it was interesting because after the Patriots game, Vrabel was standing by the locker room under the bowels of the stadium, and I was watching him like greet his players and just watching him interact with his players as they were coming off the field. And you got a sense of he was almost like a teammate, but then not. But then your coach, like almost a fatherly figure, but also like young enough to really relate to you and like dap you up and like hug you. And you just felt like these guys had a real connection to him, like a real connection to him. And look what he's done. But like, that's my type of guy. And, I'm a big Tomlin fan. I know a lot of people don't like him, but I'm a big Tomlin fan. And I feel he's got that kind of edge to him. Now, again, also, I feel like when you're in the same place for so long, the message gets tired. Like if Tomlin were to come to Tampa Bay, I think he would be awesome. It would be a totally different deal.
And
the message
might
would
have a
be
chance.
New. Yeah. I just feel there would be, I know people, look, because he's been in the same place for so damn long. The message gets tired. It just does. And I think going to a new spot might do him some good. Like
they're trying to run him out of Pittsburgh right now.
Yeah, when Andy Reid left in Philadelphia and went to Kansas City, he was reborn. So I think that's part of it as well. And Todd's been here, since 2019. And these guys just really don't feel like they're listening to him, relating to him, or he's inspiring them or coming up with any great game plans. I mean, especially since the bye. And I've always been very anti. He treats these guys so well. He constantly gives them time off, doesn't do anything physically to set the tone in practice. I don't ever see any of that in training camp. I just think it feels like it's time to move on so many levels. And last year I said I would keep Liam Cohen and fire Todd during the season last year. I said that on the show. And they tried to retain Liam, but couldn't match what Shad Khan was.
I think they wanted like another year, right? I think they probably wanted another year. And if things went south this year, they would make a move and swap them out.
100%. I think if Jason Light if it would have played out, and this is just my opinion, and just reading the tea leaves, if it would have played out like he wanted to, they would have overpaid Liam to stay as an OC as kind of a parachute. Like if we start seeing this crap again from Todd, we're gonna in this mid-season, they would have moved on and elevated Liam Cohen.
Yeah,
I think that would have been his perfect scenario. I think that's why he was so angry that he couldn't counter offer with Liam. He always thought he'd have a chance to counter offer, but he never got the chance. So, but listen, they could have last year during the swoon when I said, "Hey, let's move on from Todd, elevate Liam. Let's just expedite this right now. If you must do it eventually, do it now." To paraphrase the great General Patton.
Yep.
And obviously, in hindsight, I think that would have been the best move. It may have changed. It may have changed the fortunes of last season, and maybe you don't lose in the first round, and you'd be much better off right now. That would have been a bold move. Obviously, it's something that they are not used to doing, but it would have been the right move. At least that's the way it looks right now. And listen, they could win. There's still an opportunity for this team to go on a roll offensively. Hey, look, they getting Evans back makes a difference, obviously, as we've seen. Getting McMillan back makes a difference. You still got two terrible guards and a center that's struggling in the middle. Figure that out in terms of pass pro. And get the ball out quick, get it to these playmakers, and you should be able to score 28, 35 points a game. And maybe be able to win games without this, maybe this crappy defense can come up with a turnover here, turnover there. Or Todd, for God's sakes, just blitz the hell out of them, everybody. And if you give up quick scores, you give up quick scores. You get it back for your good offense. You can win shootouts, But just sitting back and letting them just go right down the field. Have we not seen enough of that? Every time you get a 2-score lead, it's the same shit. Rush 4, cover 2. Here we go. There we go. Right down the field. 8 plays, 9 plays, whatever it takes. Right down the field. Usually, 7, 8 yards a clip. Easy. So we'll see. All right, quick break. We'll come back on the other side, do some more comments here. I want to get into a little bit of USF football talk as they get ready for the Cure Bowl. Does anybody even care about the bowls anymore? I'm going to go through the list of bowl games, and you guys give me a thumbs up or thumbs down like you're even going to watch it. Yeah. We're brought to you by the great folks at Italiano Insurance. Great time at the end of the year to get all these bills are coming due. Your homeowner's insurance coming due, maybe auto insurance, all that stuff. How about we let Italiano Insurance give us a Christmas present? You know what that Christmas present is? Giving us Christmas money to spend. Because if they save you $500 here, $300 there, $200 there, $400 there on each one of your insurance products, well, there you go. It's not what you keep, not what you make. It's what you keep, right? So have Italiano Insurance do all the work. You save all the money, and you get this nice Christmas gift of all this savings. ItalianoInsurance.com, 813-877-7799. Back in 3. Holidays are the best time to get engaged because all the family's already together. And at the Golden Diamond Source, they have thousands of diamonds to choose from in their jewelry wonderland. Looking for a gift that says forever? Find stunning engagement rings, diamond earrings, diamond bracelets, the most stylish gold fashion jewelry. And there's plenty for men in their new men's section and watch department. There's something for everyone on your list. And don't settle for anything less than perfection. At the Golden Diamond Source, they make it easy to give a gift they'll never forget. They wrap it up nice for you. You don't have to do any of that, guys. And they have a great staff there. You may not know what to get your lovely wife or girlfriend, but they do. Let them do the work. Hey, finance your purchase for 0% interest for up to 5 years. You could get a $5,000 diamond for only $84 a month. Don't go to the mall. Go to a local company and keep it local this Christmas at the Golden Diamond Source. 3800 Ulmerton Road. Always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com.
Some love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves. If you're going to hire an attorney, do you want some guy looking for a quick settlement and a quick buck, or do you want an attorney with some chops? Scott is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator. Been practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. He is a peer-reviewed AV preeminent-rated civil trial lawyer. They just don't hand out those classifications. He's been the lead class action counsel on many complex consumer protection cases and has handled hundreds of serious personal injury cases. He's dedicated his career to protecting injured victims and is committed to vigorously representing you. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. Personal injury and personal attention. Call for a free case evaluation. That's 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. The Jeeves Law Group. Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. JP here for Third Generation AC and Plumbing. And Third Generation really says it all, folks. The owner, my friend John Rodriguez, has been in the AC and plumbing business since 1995. They built their business on honest assessments and doing great work on time for a great price. Simple, right? Did you know many AC techs are incentivized on big commissions to sell new AC units, and you might just need a drain cleared? So if you want someone you can trust, that's John Rodriguez and Third Generation Services. Check out the 5-star Google reviews. If you have a plumbing or AC emergency, call 813-961-8024 and a human will answer the phone. That's 813-961-8024 or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted #3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by thirdgenerationplumbing.com. They are the great folks that do plumbing and AC. In fact, anything mechanical around your home, they can handle. It's a great company, been around since 1996. So if you have any AC, plumbing, mechanical issues around the house whatsoever, thirdgenerationplumbing.com will take care of it. John Rodriguez and all the great people over there, PJ. Good folks. Check out all their 5-star reviews. And they're working with American Standard Heating and Cooling. American Standard Heating and Cooling units are the best on the market, the most durable, the most efficient. You do not want to get a substandard unit, folks, in this Florida heat. Do not do that. Go with American Standard, the very best, and they'll make you a great deal on it, give you great financing, all that. thirdgenerationplumbing.com and American Standard Heating and Cooling. Get her done.
Get her done.
Get her done. Oh, we got lots of comments coming in this morning. I thank you guys for jumping in. So we'll try to get some new players in here. Plays Blues Wolf says Jimmy Johnson was feared. Oh, yes, he was.
Still is.
Still
at
is,
140 years old. I'm still scared of him.
He does. He's got that glare, doesn't he? Yeah.
And the lip smack. Like he's going to kick your butt at any time.
Yeah, the old lip smack. Yeah, when he starts smacking the lips is when you knew something was coming.
The asthma field is over there.
The asthma field.
That's one of the greatest lines I've ever heard him say.
That's not very nice.
From a dude that has asthma, I felt targeted.
You did. Joel Forsland says, I actually thought Light would force Todd to refresh the defensive coaches, but nothing much has changed. Interesting.
True.
There. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. And, Tony was this way too. He's like, listen, I'm not going to fire my coaches. I'm not going to fire Mike Shula. They had to force him to fire Mike Shula at the Pro Bowl in Hawaii. And sometimes, as much as we love the coaches and much as we love certain people, coaches have loyalties and they have blind spots. Mm-hmm. And that's why it takes a great organization and trust between the general managers, ownership, and head coaches, because, everybody thinks they're right and they have the right answers, and you have lots of loyalty to coaches that you've been with all your life. And it's just like, yeah, I'm just not going to do that. I don't want to bring in some fresh new kid that I don't know who might be stabbing me in the back with the players. I get it. I totally understand it. But it becomes a time and that's the thing. You got a product on the field, and it's going to expose every one of your weaknesses. You can't hide it in the NFL. You just can't. Because when they find a weakness, they're going to relentlessly attack it. And you got to have answers. And the great coaches do. And the tired, washed out coaches don't. And there comes a time when some guys just don't have the energy or the answers for it anymore. And it kind of feels that way for Todd, as much as I hate to say it, because I love the dude, but the product on the field is unwatchable defensively. It's unwatchable. And the players know it. The fans know it. Everybody knows it.
And you're wasting some prime time career for these players right now.
Right.
You're on the tail end of Mike's career, man.
That's why he's yelling 3rd and 28 as he's walking out the door. Sam Rivera says, bring back John Gruden. We've already brought him back to the Ring of Honor.
I don't think that'll ever happen, will it?
I don't think that will work. I don't think it'll happen. I don't think it will work. I think John is really perfectly placed for where he needs to be. He's so good at what he's doing on Barstool. All of it is so good. Why would you ruin that? You're much better. Become an iconic podcaster, broadcaster,
Whatever
social media, whatever it is, whatever the hell that is you're doing, you're great at it. Don't stop because it's hilarious. It's informative. It's fun. Why would you want to go back to coaching? It's no fun. I don't know.
He seems to enjoy it.
Yeah. What, coaching or?
All of it. He seems to enjoy coaching. I mean, that's kind of what he was built for, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. You missed that competition. There's no question about that. Michael LaRue says as soon as they turned the LA Bowl into the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl and introduced a camel mascot named Jimmy Camel, I knew bowl season was officially a joke. Yeah. How many people showed up for that thing? Nobody.
I haven't heard of this.
Yeah. It was that Western Bowl the other night between two pretty good teams, and there was nobody at SoFi. And
the LA Bowl.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Gronk.
Yeah. By Gronk.
Did you see that?
No.
No, I watched this game. I didn't see any of that stuff. No, it was even on the field, the center logo, whatever LA Bowl.
The bucked up LA Bowl hosted by Gronk.
By Gronk. Yeah. And Gronk was out there on the field with the microphone the whole game, like doing crap during timeouts and at halftime. And why is he connected to that?
Because he's paid to.
Okay. I thought it was the other way around.
So that would be the draw. Bucked up LA Bowl hosted by Gronk.
So you have to be a fan of Gronk.
Versus Washington, like two really good teams.
Like they were good teams. I mean, it was a blowout, right? Washington obliterated them, but
38-10, yeah, Washington.
I mean, I watched most of that game. I had no idea there was a Jimmy Kimmel relationship.
I did not either. Had I known that, I would have definitely stayed away.
Yep, would not have tuned
in. All right,
in.
so the South Florida Bulls are going bowling. Like this used to be a really big deal. They're going to a bowl game. Really big deal. But it's not. As much as I'd like to sit here and raise the pom-poms for USF, not sure anybody really cares about South Florida. 9-3, 6-2 in the American, taking out Old Dominion. 9-3, 6-2 in the Sun Belt. At the beautiful Camping World Stadium in the Orlando Ghetto. 5 o'clock kickoff on ESPN. 5 o'clock kickoff on Wednesday, December 17th.
That's local time?
Local time.
Yikes.
Who the hell's going to this game?
In the middle of a week.
Who the hell is going to this game? You have an interim coach, Kevin Patrick, because your coach took off. You don't have your quarterback. Byron Brown is not playing. He's going to be an assistant coach. I mean, think about it. And I'm not trying to run down USF because this is endemic to the entire bowl system. So your coach leaves. Your quarterback won't play because he's still deciding. And by the way, I don't blame him. him. This is a exhibition bowl for what? You're going to go out there and tear up a knee and cost yourself millions and millions and millions of dollars? No, of course not.
Yeah.
I'd like to sit here and say, oh, he's your teammate and you should go and you should play for the love of the game, blah, blah, blah. Who's doing this for the love of the game anymore? Nobody.
Meaningless bowl games.
I mean, they have the leaders and movers and shakers of college football have turned this into nothing but a money grab. Every decision that the leaders of this once incredible sport make is all based on nothing but money grubbing. And you have destroyed the sport. You could still have paid the players and not have this ridiculous, stupid-ass system that you have now. The calendar makes absolutely no sense. You have no guardrails on poaching coaches. You have no guardrails on poaching players. It's a complete shit show, and it doesn't have to be. And now you're like throwing. And that's why I'm not making fun of USF. I'm making fun of the whole damn system. You have an interim coach. Your quarterback doesn't want to play. It's 5 o'clock on a Wednesday, and you want me to buy tickets for your Cure Bowl. The staff DNA, and I'm so sick of these stupid names. The staff DNA. It sounds like I buy a ticket, I get MRSA. Like I get the staff DNA. I'm going to the staff. Do I want a shirt, a bowl shirt that says the staff DNA Cure Bowl? Like what the F is that? Get out of here. I'd rather have a Pop-Tarts bowl t-shirt.
Give me a package of Pop-Tarts.
So let me run down some numbers here for you. USF is seeking a 10-win season for just the third time in program history. That sounds exciting. Like to post a third straight bowl victory for the second time in program history. That's exciting. They're one of just 11 FBS programs nationally that will have the opportunity to win a bowl game for the third straight year. That's something. USF is 8-4 in bowl games, ranked third nationally in winning percentage among programs with 10 or more bowl appearances. That's something. Yep. That's something to crow about. USF will be making its first bowl appearance in Orlando, their 10th different bowl location. I don't know if that's a plus. ODU will be the fourth 9-win or better team USF has faced in a bowl game. So good matchup, even though we don't really care about Old Dominion, the team, but we do like the band.
We do.
Bulls have scored 30 points plus in 10 of 12 games. They have produced 500 plus yards on offense in 8 of their last 9 games. They're number 2 in the nation, posting 501 yards per game. That's something. And the USF offense finished second in the regular season in total offense and number 4 in scoring at 43 yards. So that sounds like something you want to go see, except the quarterback's not playing. And I don't know how many other opt-outs they've had. I don't think there's a lot. So as much as I'd like to, and I'm going to watch the Cure Bowl from my hospital bed tomorrow, but I'm not really excited about that. And here's your bowl schedule, by the way. The IS4S Salute to Veterans Bowl from the Great Crampton Bowl in Montgomery, Alabama.
Well, we have to watch that.
That's at 9 o'clock tonight. 9 o'clock tonight.
And what 2 teams?
Oh, well, you want to watch this? It's Troy versus Jacksonville State.
I'll watch.
They bring in the Trojan horse?
I'm a sick individual. I will watch Troy. And
then on Wednesday, after you get the Staff DNA MRSA Bowl, you will be able to get the 68 Ventures Bowl featuring Louisiana and Delaware. Oh, sign me up. In Mobile, Alabama.
The Blue Hens are playing?
Mobile,
Fighting Joe Flacco's.
Hey, on December 18th, on Thursday at 9 o'clock, you get the Xbox Bowl, which people would probably show up to play Xbox, but not to watch Missouri State against Arkansas State.
Correct.
At the Ford Center. Did you even know this was going on in your backyard? The Xbox Bowl?
I did.
You didn't, did you?
No, I did.
No, you didn't.
Literally, there's signage for it all over my neighborhood.
Missouri State against Arkansas State. They're going to fill that one up. We got December 19th.
My press credential for that.
You're getting a free lunch somewhere.
Yeah.
I see that coming.
Pop-Tarts.
Yeah. You get the gift. You get a free phone charger.
Begging media to show up for this thing.
Get your media gift at the Courtyard by Marriott Media Center.
And then just leave.
It's the Days Inn. The Days Inn. It's in the Frisco room at the Days Inn. It's got carpet from 1956. Go check it out.
Look, nothing in this area existed in 1956, so it's fine.
Except the Days Inn.
Except
it was
the
just
Days
off
Inn.
the highway, yeah.
Out in the middle of nowhere.
And not renovated since 74.
No.
The Union Home Mortgage Bowl. That's a good one. This is at Raymond James Stadium. The Gasparilla Bowl is at Memphis, NC State. Now that sounds fun. We'll do that. That's Friday at 2:30. So that one's like actually 2 teams that you've heard of.
Yeah.
College football playoffs coming up this weekend. So even those games. We got Alabama and Oklahoma at 8 o'clock on Friday. So I'll be definitely watching that. Then you got Miami, Texas A&M. It's going to be great. That's a nooner on Saturday. And then you got Tulane at Ole Miss. 2 games that are double-digit, 18 on 21. I think Tulane is 18-point underdog at Ole Miss. That's 3:30 on Saturday.
By the way, that's my hot take of the weekend. Tulane upsets Ole Miss.
Really?
I'm making the call.
Yeah. At least is their coach Summerall is coaching them through this, right? Yeah. He's not at Florida yet.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Correct.
sticking around. And that's okay, but Lane Kiffin wasn't allowed. Okay. And James Madison at Oregon is going to be Saturday night at 7:30. You watching that?
Yes, 100% I'm watching that.
I'll watch it because it's a playoff game, but that's going to be a blowout. Get out of here. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl at Albertson Stadium in Boise, Idaho. Nothing says bowl week like the famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
Are they playing on the blue turf?
Washington State versus Utah State.
Ooh, now Utah State.
Mm.
Watch out.
The Bush Beans. Is this the Bush Beans? Bush's Boca Raton Bowl.
Must be.
Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans. It's a bowl of beans now. And that is at Flagler Credit Union Stadium. And it's Toledo against Louisville.
What are we doing?
Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, does anybody care? The New Orleans Bowl, don't miss that, is Western Kentucky against Southern Miss in the Caesars Superdome. They're actually renting out the dome for Western Kentucky and Southern Miss. Who the F cares? Hey, don't forget about the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl. We got another game. It's not one game, but two. You get 2 free box lunches at the day's end. Timmy, UNLV against Ohio. The Bobcats of Ohio. The Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl.
I might be in on that. But that's at the stadium across the street here.
Yeah.
That's at the Toyota or whatever it's called now.
I'll have a welcome party, too. You might get an open bar somewhere.
That's our new
nearby Applebee's.
That's our new UFL stadium, by the way.
What, the Ford Center?
No, the where they're playing the Frisco Bowl's in the, isn't it in the soccer stadium? Or is it in Ford Center too?
It's at the Star.
Oh, they moved it. Okay, they moved it because it used to be in the soccer stadium.
Yeah. No, they couldn't afford that.
Dude, you know how many people the Ford Center holds?
15,000.
Yeah, it says 15,000. I would guess it's under 10.
It's a high school stadium, right?
No. It's the freaking Dallas Cowboys practice facility.
I know, but don't they play high school games there?
They play high school games there, and it seats about maybe 10,000 people. They don't play important high school games there.
You got 2 bowl games there, baby.
God, it's a toilet, too.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
There is a bar upstairs that overlooks the field, though. I'll give them that.
It's called the press box now.
This is where the press is going to be.
Absolutely. Especially there's free drinks. That's probably how they're making their money. Open bar on the press. Or not open bar. You got to pay.
Right.
The Sheraton Hawaii Bowl at Clarence T.C. Ching Athletics Complex.
Oh, my God. Is that in Hawaii?
Yeah. California versus Hawaii. That's going to be interesting.
Because they don't have the Hula Bowl anymore, right? Like, that stadium's gone, right?
No, the Hula Bowl is in Florida now. That's Stetson.
Well, but I mean the stadium where they used to play that in wherever it was in Hawaii. I think they tore that thing down.
Did they?
I think so.
Aloha Stadium? Oh.
Yeah, I think so.
They must have. Game Above Sports Bowl. What the hell is Game Above Sports Bowl? That's at Ford Field in Michigan on December 26th. That's Central Michigan against Northwestern.
All right. Let's see. That's a big game.
For who? Central Michigan?
Probably. I mean, it's got Northwestern in it.
Don't forget about the Rate Bowl. The Rate Bowl.
Oh, my God.
That's rate with a T, not a P. Okay. It's not the Rate Bowl.
God, we're promoting everything now.
People might tune in for the Rate Bowl.
The Rate Bowl.
Judging by what's on Netflix these days, they might choose to tune in for the Rate Bowl, but not the Rate Bowl. I don't know. New Mexico against Minnesota. That's a good game. That's a good because New Mexico. I mean, it's the last time they were in a bowl game. The Serve Pro First Responder Bowl from Gerald J. Ford Stadium in Dallas, Texas. Where the hell is that?
That's
how many stadiums do you have in
SMU Stadium?
Dallas?
That's a badass stadium, man. That's where
that's the SMU Stadium? Okay.
On the hilltop, yeah.
Serve Pro First Responder Bowl between FIU and UTSA. So there you go. The Go Bowling Military Bowl. Go Bowling. That's in Annapolis, Pittsburgh against East Carolina.
That's what we're going to do next time.
Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Penn State against Clemson. That's a good one.
Weird though.
Yeah. So Penn State and Clemson are playing at Yankee Stadium.
Hate both those.
Makes all the sense.
Hope they both lose.
Hey, I didn't even know about this one. We have a Wasabi. Wasabi has a bowl. Wasabi Fenway Bowl, UConn and Army. Wasabi.
I hate when they play football inside baseball stadiums.
Stupid.
I hate the one at Wrigley.
Everybody loves the Pop-Tarts, but it's the best. But I was promised, last year, we were promised a edible mascot. And what they gave us was anything but.
Yeah.
Just a mascot running around with Pop-Tarts, like, falling off. Come on. I want to see somebody's arm get bitten and some magical jelly come out.
Magical jelly.
Well, that's what's inside a Pop-Tart. Magical jelly.
I like the brown sugar cinnamon ones.
Those are good. The Snoop Dogg has a bowl?
Yes.
Snoop Dogg has a bowl.
He has had one for a while.
Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl presented by Gin and Juice by Dre and Snoop. Come on.
Who's in that one this year?
Oh, my God. The Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl presented by Gin and Juice by Dre and Snoop. Miami of Ohio against Fresno State. Really? The players, instead of Gatorade, they give them gin and juice.
Yeah. Open your mouth.
Open your mouth. Like by the third quarter, everybody's hammered.
And you get to walk in the locker room after the game and get hotboxed.
Yeah. So before they go out, they get hotboxed, and then they get gin and juice the whole game. Now we're starting to get okay. Now I'll watch that.
Now I'm in.
I will totally watch that.
Yeah, I'm in.
Now we're changing the game. So okay, all right. Now we're changing the game. All right, Snoop. I see you.
Mm-hmm.
The Isleta, New Mexico Bowl. What the hell is what the hell is an Isleta?
Sounds like a Starbucks drink.
That's at Branch Field at University Stadium in Albuquerque.
Lonnie Wilkins, I like those too. I love your comment, and I do like those. My brown sugar cinnamon cheerleaders.
Yeah. That's what we do. Because Pop-Tarts Bowl, edible cheerleaders. Screw the mascot. We need the cheerleaders dressed up in the edible Pop-Tarts. That could present a problem. I
need a
but
girlfriend.
Again, people will watch. People will watch that.
It's all about ratings.
It's all about ratings. The Tax Slayer Gator Bowl, Virginia and Missouri. Poor Virginia. Kinder's Texas Bowl.
Where do they play the Gator Bowl? Is that still at
Jacksonville?
Okay.
Yeah, in the actual Gator Bowl. I think whatever the hell that's called now, corporate.
Right.
It is Dreamfinders Homes Stadium. Kinder's Texas Bowl. What is Kinder's? Is that a restaurant in Texas?
No, that's the candy bar, right?
The Kinder's?
Kinder?
I don't know. Hey, how about the J-Lab Birmingham Bowl at Protective Stadium in Birmingham, Alabama? This sounds like 10 years ago, if I'd have said all this stuff, you'd be like, you're making it up as you go along. The stadium names and the name of the bowl. Nope. I don't have no idea. Georgia Southern and Appalachian State. Okay. The Fighting Charlie Belchers. Radiance Technologies Independence Bowls. Coastal Carolina against Louisiana Tech. That's in Shreveport. Who doesn't want to be in Shreveport on New Year's Eve, for God's sakes? Nothing says fun like Shreveport on New Year's Eve.
All the casinos, man.
They have casinos in Shreveport?
Shreveport, Bossier City?
Oh, do they? Oh.
Dude, that is one of the biggest. That's maybe next to, after Vegas and Atlantic City, that's probably the biggest gambling town.
Wow.
It's massive, yeah.
ReliaQuest Bowl, which is going to be Wednesday, New Year's Eve this year, Iowa versus Vanderbilt. It's a good matchup. That's a really good matchup.
Is Diego playing?
I don't know.
Why would he?
Why wouldn't he? Yeah, of course he is. He loves to play football.
He loves him some
Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. That is a good one. Frosted Flakes, Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. That's a good one. Arizona State and Duke. The Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. I'm the cheesiest. I woke up the cheesiest.
That's Texas and Michigan, right?
Yeah, Michigan, Texas. That's a good one.
I mean,
the SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl. What the hell is that? The SRS Distribution.
Where's that at? Is that
a drug cartel? Drug cartels now.
Drug cartel.
Yeah, that probably is.
Is that at Allegiant?
Yes, Nebraska and Utah.
All right.
And then you got the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic, which is going to be a quarterfinal game. A Miami Texas A&M winner versus Ohio State.
Yep.
Then you got the Capital One Orange Bowl, which is James Madison, Oregon winner against Texas Tech. These are all on Jan 1, by the way. The Rose Bowl, presented by Prudential. Alabama, Oklahoma winner against Indiana. All-State Sugar Bowl will be the Tulane Ole Miss winner against Georgia. Those are all. And then the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl, Rice versus Texas State. AutoZone Liberty Bowl, we're going to do the whole damn thing. Navy versus Cincinnati.
By the way, JP, Texas State, the Bobcats, one of the new members of the new Pac-12 starting in 2026.
Really?
Yeah. Have you heard the schools that are going into the Pac-12 now?
No,
the
I
new
have
Pac-12?
No.
Let's cover that tomorrow. Let me talk about that tomorrow.
I don't really want to talk about that.
Because I have questions about it. So maybe you can answer for me.
By the way, that's in Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium, Navy versus Cincinnati on January 2nd. The Trust and Will Holiday Bowl. Trust and Will.
I don't know either one of those people.
No, me neither. Arizona SMU that's at Snapdragon Stadium in San Diego. They have a stadium in San Diego. I thought they knew.
Snapdragon Stadium is on the site of the old Jack Murphy.
Oh, really? They built a stadium there, but not a real stadium?
It's their soccer stick for their MLS soccer team. And it's a really nice facility. I mean, I've never been there, but
so they could build a soccer stadium for MLS, but didn't want to build an NFL stadium.
Well, I'm pretty sure an MLS stadium only needs about 1,000 seats, and they're good, right?
Ouch, man. The Duke's Mayo Bowl, Wake Forest and Mississippi State. I think the winner of that game, or actually the loser of the game, should be brought up on the podium, and then they just pour mayonnaise on them.
They do that.
You want ratings?
No, they do that. Like
they actually do that?
The winning coach, I think, gets mayonnaise dumped on him at the end of the game.
Seriously?
That's a thing. Yes, that's a thing. No, that's what they do that.
I'll tune in for that. And then I think that's it.
It only took us 45 minutes to go over all the bowl games.
Does anybody care about these bowl games?
Yeah.
No.
Unless your team's playing in it. And even then, I mean,
so there has been an idea to have these bowl games at the beginning of the season instead of the end. How would you feel about that, Timmy?
For what why?
To
make it count against the
record? Care about, yeah.
Well, then how do you determine who plays in it if you play at the beginning?
It's an excellent question.
Like, what's the criteria?
It's an excellent question. You could just have, like back in the old days, entrepreneurs would sponsor bowls and they would go out and make backroom deals with different teams.
Right.
So you just get an invitation. One game a year. It could be a maybe it doesn't even count on your regular season record. But have this, they're exhibitions, but they're the first games of the seasons. I don't know. I haven't really thought it through, to be honest with you. I just think this is old and tired. And with the playoff, I just think no players don't want to play in these games because it used to be a big deal because they would go and get a gift bag and have a week of travel. Well, the players get paid now. They'd rather take their money and go to freaking Tulum. And I don't blame them.
Let me ask you this, JP.
I don't blame them.
How do we do March Madness and college basketball? We have the NCAA tournament, top 60, 66, 67 teams now, after you play in whatever it is, 68.
Yeah.
Those that don't make it into the NCAA, where do they go?
They go to secondary tournaments.
They go to the NIT.
Right. Yeah.
And they play their hearts out because you want to win the NIT. If you can't play in the NCAA, you want to win the NIT. And by the way, way back in the day, the NIT was the big tournament before the NCAA stole it. What if we did something similar for college football? Do you think that would help? And all of these secondary bowl games that don't host college football playoffs?
So have like a NBA Cup for college bowl games. So anybody that doesn't make it into playoff, you get into another tournament.
Yeah.
And then you slot these bowl games into a 24-team tournament.
Whatever it is.
48-team tournament.
Whatever you want to make it.
And then you play that off. The problem is that'd be so many games for one team.
Right, it can't be that many. Maybe you take the next 12.
Yeah.
And then you're playing on the same. I mean, you're going to play around the same time, the same type of schedule as the college football playoff games.
The extra games would be a problem, even if you had 12. The main team. I don't know. I just think there's room for because we get so excited about the first games of the season.
Yeah,
and they can all be. They can have them as just non-conference games. It's part of the 12. It's a non-conference schedule, and people can just go out and invite whoever they want, and they pay them, and the players get paid for the game, and we see some interesting matchups.
It's like NASCAR starting their season with the Daytona 500, right?
Yeah, I mean we'd have some a lot of these games, and they would have importance, and people would be interested in them. They would go to the games would be full because we're so excited about football season coming. Week zero is all the bowl games. Let's go.
But everybody's got to do it. Everybody's got to play a week 0 game then.
Yeah.
I hate that some teams play one and some don't. I hate that.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be consistent.
I mean, all these, bowl games, and then, players will play in them. Stadiums will be full. People will care. because it's the beginning of the season. This is just a complete.
It's a disaster.
It's buffoonery. It's buffoonery is what it is.
Hate it.
All right, kids. Thank you for joining in all the revelry. Thank you for all the comments as well. I see a bunch of stuff in here we can't get to in time, so I apologize for that. We'll be back tomorrow. Actually, I will not. I will be under the knife, so send me some healing vibes for that tomorrow. And Timmy, we'll have all kinds of fun stuff tomorrow.
I'm going to see if I can get Troy Aikman to co-host with me tomorrow.
Okay. All right. I bet TJ will be open. He loves hanging out with you on the show. Have a great day, everybody. We will be doing a Orestes Destrada show coming up at 12:30, I believe. So check out that as well. See you then.